My name is Morgan Leonard, and for my research study, we were looking to see how barefoot running can affect dynamic and static balance. The purpose of our study was to see how barefoot running could affect dynamic and static balance compared to how it could be affected with somebody who was running with shoes on and then doing the same balance test as what they did with the barefoot running. For our study so far, we have seen an increase in the balance after barefoot running, and we have had 10 females and 9 males, so it hasn't been an outliers for females to do better for males. It's just been all across the board, which is good. For our study, we had everyone run 1 mile for each session, which there were 2. We chose to do 1 mile because on our campus we are really small and can only get so many people to be willing to run. I know some research articles that I read, a lot of the researchers had their participants run 5 or more miles, but just with our small campus atmosphere, we chose to do 1 mile because we needed more participants than what we would if we would have gotten with 5. When it comes to athletes, barefoot running seems to be beneficial because it affects balance, and we know that when you're playing your sport, you need to have good balance, and you need to be more stable so you can move and do everything that you need to do to be successful. Another thing that we talked about was decreasing injury. I know that one of our participants, after they ran their mile, they came up to us and said they had shin splints normally, but when they ran barefoot, the shin splints didn't seem to be there. So that was awesome. Before we started planning our study and what we were going to do, we talked about dynamic and static balance, and we also talked about using a force plate. And I think that if more was to be done with this, a force plate would be a good assessment to use for this study because we might be able to get a better read on everything than we have with these 2 balance tests that we have been doing right now. And then lastly, overall, I think that one thing that I would change for me personally would be to get things done earlier. I procrastinated a lot with putting data in and everything, so that would be one thing that I would have changed about doing everything for our study, would just be for myself to get things done earlier.